The Forum for Democratic Change has, in the near past, have had its turbulence, and that is undeniable. The groups that belong to the Katonga faction and those, they are the splitter group. We initially had wanted a process where we could harmonize the party going forward. Now, we see a situation where our voters down there believe FDC itself as a party is resilient and still together. But the ideological difference is at the top. The people outside there, when you see the slogans being chanted out, even with the Katonga faction, when they go there, they would be talking about FDC. And they're flipping all the FDC signs and the rest. Now, we have intended that we do not clash at to our voters, because we are not fighting each other. We are looking at regime change, all of us. But akin to that, we're doing a roadmap and in that roadmap, if we are given an opportunity to these people, if they think that the relationship is too bad to the extent that we can now not work together, they move out. But they are not decided. They are those inside who still believe the party can still stay intact or work out a formula. And so we being in charge now, we're saying, yes, let's allow this process to go. Let them consult with the people at the grassroots. When the people at the grassroots tell them that you can now not move the direction they want to, they should come back to it and form and pay allegiance to the legitimate party leadership. Then there we shall make a move. But that has not deterred us from doing other party activities at the time. You realize that the composition of Forum for Democratic Change in terms of representation, even in the 11th Parliament, is from all sides of this country. Individually, each of us have been engaged at recruitment. We are privileged, like the region that I come from, Laon sub-region, we're privileged to, in a very unfortunate manner, to have had two by-elections, one in Oyam and the one in Dokolo. Now, our presence in the all of Laon within that time, within a span of 2 years, has been enormous, because we went spreading the gospel of the message, recruiting people and all that. Now, our activities in other regions, a roadmap has been drawn, and when the ball, we want it to have it fall in tandem with the Electoral Commission cycle. We would not want to maybe move swiftly more than other parties. We know what we are targeting when we go at the time of electioneering time, because usually, ideally in Uganda, elections, people have failed to mature beyond ideologies. People go to parties for electioneering time, and outside that people get off. So it would be timely if we went there to the people at the time of election, so that we get the results we need to get, and upon maybe capturing power, as we do think, whatever vehicle would have come at such a time, we would then ideologically underpin our opinion to the people we have recruited. But also there is also another school of thought. We believe forces of change are reorganizing this time round to form one full political vehicle, like we've seen in our neighboring nations. Like in Kenya, we saw the NASA coalition in the other election. We have seen the Azimio la Umoja. Now this time we are thinking that since we have tested the egocentric differences that were by political party bigwigs in different political parties, I think have been overrun. So people are more willing to form one vehicle that would we would use it to test our presence.
So Honorable, you review that
We are working on, and so that cannot work out if we go individually and start spreading message of individual existence. And so that's why we're carefully treading and seeing in a situation where if maybe UPC feels in a candidate here, FDC would not fail, DP would not fail, NUP would not fail if that is a competent candidate. So that we can raise majority in the House, first of all, because we also see a likelihood of a constitutional amendment coming in where we would have parliamentary democracy where president is elected from within members of parliament from the House, having two houses. So carefully thinking within that, we needed not to be so swift so that other parties do not think we want to steal it causes the mistrust within the party.
The idea will be bought by other political parties and the head.
They've seen going at it alone, it has not worked.
Okay.
So I think it's the right time to test.
Who could be the best candidates to?
All at the time opposition has been able to garner and raise good leaders, and I'm sure the leaders that we have at the time. Look at what we have at the time. Whoever thought Chagulanyi could rebrand himself from a musician and becomes a populist mobilizer. We've seen that Dr. Kizza Besigye is a whole season man. Of course, you cannot brand away, you cannot let go the qualities of Honorable Nandala Mafabi and his managerial abilities he has exhibited before. When you get to the UPC, you've seen the mass rebirth of UPC in the northern part of this country, and with the character of Jimmy Akena lately. To mention, there are a lot of characters that have come up who can measure for such. So we as opposition, I think, with the global acceptance that we have now started receiving from the international community, it's giving us hope that we can actually face the NRM political candidate that would be coming in and challenge, give it a real fight. Because if you saw the resolutions of the House of the August House in London, making resolutions to support opposition change of government in here, we are more hopeful because elections never used to be free and fair, and whenever they used to be that way as it goes, we could not have sanctions that the government could face and they continue operating as everything is normal. But now we are hopeful if they make the major breaches in the electoral processes, there are going to be dire consequences.
So there is...
And proceed with them.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. As we are concluding, is the ground fair? The road to 2026 is open. Each and everyone is seeking for a real election. Is the ground fair?
NRM has outlived its usefulness, and I think it's at this stage where opposition can regain itself. If you saw the split-up groups coming from the Muhozi wing and the rest, if you check decisions now in the House, you will always find that even those in the NRM who now do not believe in the system. Because they did have an ideology, they were Museveni's, and with Museveni getting older and older, and they think maybe he may not take the flag or he cannot move any further, people are seeking to have a reorganization.
Okay, so two factions. We have the Katonga and the General Home.
Yeah.
Where are you for interest?
No, there's no such faction. We had an activist wing as FDC, which we used to fund in Katonga. It is never a political party. We in the FDC we started. I was part of the Katonga group while I was an activist. When I was a guild president in Makerere and in LDC, we led demonstration under Katonga. It was to organize an activist wing. The political leadership of the party is seated and it is in situ at Najanankumbi, and that nobody can take.
Katonga is an activist
wing.
And she used to facilitate.
We used to facilitate, but they are outgrowing. Of course, you see, when they say power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely, we gave a lot of powers to the Katonga faction, so they want to bargain for what we have not offered. Yeah. And it's not in the shelf. The leadership, if they want, the leadership is at Najanankumbi, let them come and contest, and we give them power. We shiver. If they have something to offer in the leadership of the party, let them come. If Dr. Kiza Besigye wants to come as an advisor to the party, let him come.
You are going to be forming another political party.
Such a party is dead on arrival.
Eh?
Is dead on arrival.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much.